What is up, our people, and welcome back to another episode of the FANG Podcast. I am Rebecca, your co-host, and to my left, we have the beautiful Mukramat.
The one and only. Any other is a counterfeit, okay?
And yeah, welcome to our episode. If you don't know, FANG stands for First American Nigerian Generation. And if you're listening, you probably hear how I'm sounding. I'm not sick. My throat is just not happy with me right now.
She was singing too much at the party.
Singing too much. Girl, we have fun at that party.
Yeah.
It was a good party.
It was a good party.
Not that it started off bad. We just got there on time just for it to not have started yet.
All for us to think we was doing African time, and then they played us, and
they
it was
played
like, no,
I'm
we
doing
started at
African
9.
time, right? But yeah, no, that party was a good time. Singing is plenty. Yeah, me try by yeah at the top of my lungs. I was
yeah, you was definitely screaming.
And that was my first time hearing that song at a party since it came out. I was like, oh shit, y'all fuck with this song too, me too.
Yeah, no, you're right, because everybody was on last for a minute.
But for today's episode, we're going to start off a little personal. I have experienced some, how do I want to word this? How do I want to start it off? I'm not sure, but
say it like
I wouldn't say it's personal because I've shared this on my YouTube channel. Like I've made YouTube videos about this.
You did.
I've made TikToks about it. Like I've talked about it all the time, but I have had plastic surgery. I had a breast reduction. And the reason for me getting my breast reduction is because I never felt like I could be myself 100%. And when I say that, I mean like being able to express myself and wear what I want to wear without feeling like, oh my God, people are looking at me. Oh my God, there's men staring at me. Like I would walk down the street, even in my uniform. And I went to Catholic school. I went to Catholic school.
Girl.
I had on a green polo shirt, thick ass green polo shirt with some navy long ass slacks, and there would still be men catcalling me because my breasts were just so big. And it always made me feel weird. And even after I got my breast reduction, I started noticing other people's breasts and how some people, okay, you might be a little small, it might be a little bit bigger. I don't know. I wasn't noticing it before, but now I like look and I was like, okay, like it's just a thought that crosses my head. And sometimes I wonder if I regretted my breast reduction.
Really? Regret?
But listen to this. Every time I get that thought, that question in my mind, I'm like, no, Rebecca, you don't regret it because the way I felt before the surgery and the way I feel now, I feel as though I am 100%. I'm allowed to be myself now. I'm allowed to do things that I want to do. Even when it comes to dancing at parties or just being out in public. Really? When I tell you, I would be so stiff and that'll be just from fear of movement and my breasts moving too much, and the attention on me. I never liked that.
Yeah, you definitely, honestly, I can say for myself, seeing you with, having the big melons to having the grapefruits now, that it really, like, even how you act outside has definitely changed. You're a lot more active. You're just a lot more sexier too.
Yes, girl, because clothes fit me the way it looks right. It doesn't look unproportioned.
Before you never used to wear a crop top. Now you wear a crop top before I do.
I wouldn't wear crop tops. I wouldn't really wear dresses. I would wear something like this, but it'll be longer sleeve.
Right.
It wouldn't really be, I wouldn't wear what I want to wear. And I do not regret my surgery. If anyone is thinking about getting a breast reduction, I highly recommend you look into it and just do your own research. Don't just listen to what other people say. Don't listen, oh, why would you get surgery? You should love yourself the way you are. You know who you are and you know when you're unhappy with something.
Especially you knew it was holding you back.
Exactly.
And you were in pain too.
I was in a lot of pain. And you know what's crazy? I didn't have back pain, which I did have back pain, but it wasn't as severe as most people experience. I mostly just had pain in my shoulders.
Right. And it used to leave like that crazy line because that's how I knew, like, damn, them shits is heavy. Like,
yeah, so heavy my shoulders would be red and you could see the mark of my bra strap. Like, that wasn't cute. Like, it wasn't cute at all.
Girl, bras is not cute. If you can let the titties free, let them out.
Let them free, let them
let them out, let them out.
But yeah, so I've had plastic surgery. I wouldn't really go out and be like, I had plastic surgery because
What is it considered plastic surgery?
It is, because it's a cosmetic surgery.
Oh, okay.
Technically, it's not medically necessary. Like, if someone needs a heart transplant or if someone needs to get their appendix removed, it's not life-threatening It's a cosmetic surgery.
Okay.
But I had medical reasoning.
If you're trying to really sell it to your insurance, there you go.
I had medical reasoning behind why I needed to get this procedure. My doctors, they backed me up and everything. So I had a lot of support and I was able to, get it approved. I didn't have to pay anything. I was lucky. I was blessed. This happened 2 years ago during COVID, during the whole pandemic in 2020. Yeah, 2020.
Damn,
July 2020.
It felt longer than that.
Yeah, July 1st, 2020 is when I had my surgery.
How was the recovery?
I remember when I woke up, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say my pain was a 6. And I had already noticed they gave me a morphine drip because I could tell the IV was there. I'm like, why am I still in pain? That's the first thing I'm like, why am I still in pain? So I called the nurse. I'm like, I'm still in pain. She was like, are you sure you're on morphine? I'm like, yeah, it's like a 6. I'm in pain. Oh my God.
Jesus.
Oh,
so ladylike.
I know, right? But yeah, my pain was a 6.
Right?
My pain was a 6. And then I told her, like, I need more meds. Like, I'm in pain right now. And so she gave me Oxy. And then my pain went down to a 2.
Ooh.
And so
Oxy would do it.
Mm-hmm. They only just had to make sure that I could use the bathroom on my own and that I could walk, a certain amount of distance by myself. Same day I was discharged. When I was going to the car, I literally passed out, like damn near passed out trying to get in the car because you can't eat midnight before your surgery.
Yeah, you can't.
So my last meal was 10:30 the night before and I didn't eat nothing. I got out the hospital like maybe 2-3 o'clock. My surgery was at 10.
Wow.
I was hungry. My mom.
Also, you went home the same day?
Same day.
Oh.
My surgery was supposed to be at 9, but it started at 10. And then when I was going home, like I said before, when I had passed out in the car, my mom had sugar packets in the car, so she had to put sugar on my tongue. That woke me up because who just puts, like, imagine just eating sugar, like that don't taste right. It does not taste right. But
you have to give it up for the moms. They always have the remedy for every cure.
Always in clutch.
Who would have ever known? I would have never thought to pour sugar down your throat.
Because she was like low sugar, that could be the reason. Right. At least it'll wake me up, and it did.
Now I'm happy we have nurses for moms.
No, for real. And on the way home, I got chicken, ate that in the car, and then I went home and slept all day.
Nah, surgery is not for the weak though, cause I had surgery, but it wasn't cosmetic. It was medical reasons, and that anesthesia, or whatever you call it, that shit really knock you out. I mean, like, I hate the fact that I woke up and I'm like, what just happened? All you know is like you wake up and you pain, but it's literally blank. I'm like, that's a strong ass drug. It's no joke. I don't recommend surgery for anybody, but like, if you really need it, then you need a tissue. You're crying.
I know.
That story,
really touching topic. Okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's a real touching topic.
Or are you just being dramatic?
No.
You dead ass?
No, I'm being dramatic.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna say surgery is dead ass a topic. Well, thank you, Yomi. Yeah, it's a very serious topic. Honestly, I thought I was gonna die. I'm like, oh my God, my neck is gonna fall off. Nah, because I had surgery on my neck. Literally, that was my thought. I mean, imagine I'm waking up, I'm like, I'm not turning my head, I'm moving my whole body instead of turning my neck. I was scared. But you have to do what you have to do. Sometimes you just need the knife.
Exactly. And if that's what's going to make you happy, do it. Don't listen to what other people say. Because a lot of people are against plastic surgery.
It's not your body, though. I never understood that. Like, if it's not your body, why you worry?
Exactly.
Why you worried about it? Like, someone told me one day, like, if you don't like it, fix it. If you're not going to fix it, learn to love it. Right? Damn.
I don't know where it's coming from. Excuse me.
Oh my God.
I'm cutting all that shit out.
No, you're not.
Need to hear me burp.
No, you're not.
I'm probably going to burp like at least 7 more times throughout this episode.
No, because I
don't think they want to hear that.
Because I was talking, so maybe you can't. Maybe you got to add a different sound. Maybe birds.
Birds?
Yeah. Maybe clip every bird. Yeah, exactly. Because birds is toot, toot, toot.
This episode is going to get me creative with my editing skills.
You've been doing really good. They've been shouting you out, telling me like you're doing a great job with the editing. So if you see the work that is on the screen, it's all her. Okay? It's all her.
The editing extraordinaire. Now let me stop.
No, you do a good job. So I say definitely you don't got to be humble. You don't need to be.
Thank you, babes.
Yes, but since we're on the topic of, plastic surgery, there's always been this crazy sexualization of women, specifically
Black
women. And we're gonna really discuss that today. Like, I know you've been sexualized with what you said about your experience with your breasts. For me, it was both. She got front, she got back. What's that song go? She has front, she has yansh.
No, she get yansh. She get breasts. She get sets. Self fight. No, so normally you be wife material. Normally you be wife material. Normally you be full options. Normally you be full option.
Yo, honestly, yeah, always been full option for me. But honestly,
you have been very blessed and highly favored.
I am, and I appreciate it. All God need to do is now come down and just take the core, man. Just take all of this for me. Like, as soon as this is going, I would feel even I already feel like I'm cute and everything.
You'll be fully activated.
Like, you can't talk to me. Like, what made you think you could talk to me? Like, it's gonna be a whole nother attitude. But I feel like Black women, we are maybe not just period. Black women, we're sexualized before we even know really what sexualizing is. You know what I mean? Like, being young, just having men come after us.
Catcall.
Fuck catcalling. We're talking about molesting. Like, you're literally sexualizing young girls. Honestly, we know it happens to the other gender as well, but we're staying on the Black women. Okay? And I went through some shit being younger, and it's like, you're like, what the fuck just happened? But you can't really explain it.
Because you don't even understand what's happening in the moment. Because it's all you know is this is your body. Yeah, you might have curves, but you don't think nothing of it. Yeah, you might be busty, but you're not going to think anything of it.
Girl, you don't even have to have breasts. You don't even have to have ass. They're sexualizing you before it happens.
Some random guy on the street. Hey, or sexy, come here. What you looking good? Come here over there in a pink dress. Hey, your blue dress, come over here.
And it's so disgusting. It makes people very uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable.
But it's crazy how they will also kind of flip the tables on us and tell us, you want it because of how you dress. So apparently the sexier you look, the more attention you want. And it's it don't be that.
It don't work like that. Like, I'm gonna wear what I want to wear because I feel good in it. And the same thing goes for, even with makeup. People say girls or women do makeup for the attention of men. And it's that's not the case. You do your makeup because you like to do it. At least for me, I do my makeup because it's kind of like therapy. Just sitting there doing your makeup.
I'm a fucking artist. I be Picasso.
Yeah, I be trying to do new stuff. Exactly. It's not for any kind of man, any kind of person you're interested in. It's for yourself. And even when it comes to your body and women wanting to get plastic surgery, it's for them. It's not for you. It's not for the potential people they're going to meet 2, 3, 5 years down the line.
Right. And now it's kind of become this thing where a Black woman's body is the trend. You know what I mean?
It's the trend.
It's the trend. Now you have people going there to get bigger breasts, to get a bigger butt, to really snatch the curves. And then you see it in celebrities. You see it. You basically see it in what it is to be, a woman. Now, before it was you had to be, skinny, really skinny. The men didn't want all that. Now it's oh, you have to have a fat ass. You have to have big breasts. You can like what you like, but we're not for sale.
Exactly.
We're not a trophy. I don't understand that. And I always hated that over-sexualizing of Black women.
And like you said, how we see it in celebrities and in the media, the imitation of Black women, that's really the only words that I could use for it. When you think about the bad side to the plastic surgery trend or the BBL effect, there are young people who are seeing all of these huge, famous, well-favored people with a 30-inch ass and an 8-inch waist.
30-inch ass.
I know I said, if you want to get your body done, you do it because you want to do it. And that's fine. No one is ever gonna, at least I don't care. It's your body, your choice, do what you want. I'm gonna do what I want with my body. But how can we teach these young girls and young guys that, yo, you don't really have to get plastic surgery. You should at least try to love yourself and like be comfortable in your body. Now, understand if it just doesn't happen, you're just not comfortable, then yeah, go the route of plastic surgery, but do it the right way. Do your research.
Yeah,
don't just
like
go to the doctor you saw promoted on Instagram.
What do you call them? Cut up shops.
Yeah, the cut up shots. Like, no, research. This is your body. And any kind of surgery, death is a side effect. Death
is an option.
Is a risk. It's possible. And obviously no one wants to die on the table, but you want to be able to trust your doctor.
Yeah.
So research, if that's something you're interested in, research. There are many videos on YouTube, even with my breast reduction. I was watching breast reduction vlogs, breast reduction videos, how to do a breast reduction 2 years after my breast reduction, 10 years after my breast reduction, just to get all the information I needed to know. So I'm like, okay, I am comfortable going under the table. I am comfortable going under anesthesia because this was my first surgery. And I wasn't really nervous before my surgery because I felt like I was well informed. I trusted my doctor. And it's like, I knew that this is something I wanted. And when I woke up, I was going to be so happy. And I was. Even though I was in pain, I looked down, I'm like, they're flat.
Right.
They're flat.
You know, but the thing is, it's not all cosmetic surgeries that, like, you know, are bad. Like, honestly, a BBL, it has its cons because it could hurt you medically as well. Like, I think I read somewhere and it was like 1 to 2 out of 6,000 die from getting a BBL. And they were like, that's a high number. I was like, I never thought 1 or 2 would be considered a high number. But clearly, it's one of the most risk plastic surgeries that they have. And the only thing I don't like about it is that I feel like now it's kind of being pressured on all women to kind of have this look. And it's like, why?
Or even if they expect women to have that look. Like, let's say you see a black woman and it's like, oh, she's not curvy. Why is she shaped like that? That's where you're not thinking about surgery. Like, what? Why would you think something like that? Why would you say something like that? Like, come on.
I was even like, I was listening to somebody on the radio. I don't remember who'd be saying this shit. But even somebody, they were like talking about their experience of like going to the strip clubs. And they're like, every girl got a BBL. And like, what happened to
the culture?
What happened to the different, you know, choices, the different options? And it's like, I really don't know where like this trend really stemmed from. A lot of people said it's from like, what I was reading, I don't remember where I was reading it from, but like honestly, you know, celebrity culture, that's where the BBL trend really originated. And it's like, okay, we're trying to look like them. Is that what it is?
Yeah, you're trying to look like what you see, because if that's what you're seeing is getting, they're getting views, which is leading them to getting brand deals and partnerships, which is leading them to getting more money, which is leading them to move out of their home, move into their dream home, get their dream car. If what it takes is getting my ass bigger to get me all that stuff, am I really willing to do that? And think about it like this. What if I'm already not happy about the way my body looks? What if I would like to have, you know, a little plump back there, a little right here, like, and to think if I did that surgery, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, I mean, if that's
it's just the way, like, it's the way society makes other people that don't want to do it. Yeah, like that's really what it is. Like, honestly, to each his own. You can all do what you want, but it's when society makes it feel like, okay, you're not good enough because you don't got that. It sucks.
And they try to make you feel bad for either wanting to get the surgery or for not getting the surgery. Why don't you get it? Don't you see your peers, like your people
they're crazy.
Get it?
Yo, you can't make this world happy at all. It's either you get it and they fucking talk about you, or you don't get it and they still talking about you. Like, you really cannot satisfy anybody in this world. That's why you really cannot let people's opinions, emotions, like all their negative comments, you really can't let it get to you, because at the end of the day, you cannot satisfy everybody. If you try to satisfy everybody, you're going to be stressing yourself.
It's your life. Like,
ain't
do you. At the end of the day, who's paying your bills? Whose name is on that credit card bill statement? I don't think it's theirs. It's yours.
Exactly.
So
if you ain't paying
worry
for it,
about you.
Shut the fuck up. Okay? You're not paying for it. Shut the fuck up.
Right?
Like, I'm over it. It be making it really intense. And what it does, it puts women against each other. And I don't like that either. Like, you are beautiful as you are, because you are who you are. But to really be going against the next girl or feeling like the next person is, you're better than the next person because they don't look a certain way, it's foul. Like, God said, love your neighbor, love your neighbor. Mm-hmm. Ain't nobody care about what they look like.
And even when we talk about like pretty privilege and stuff, the girls that have the BBLs and the slinched waist and the little perky or big titties, for people who want to be like bottle girls or work in the night scene, they don't want the flatties. They don't want the night. They don't really don't want.
You better have a big ass.
The big ass, the big tits, all of that. That's what they want.
They do. I feel like everybody gets pretty privilege. Like, I know a lot of people feel like, oh, it's just like the fair skin, light skinned women that are pretty privileged. But honestly, if you put yourself in certain environments, you're gonna see it.
But for the majority, it tends to be. Majority of the time, it tends to be people with fairer skin who get the better end of the stick.
Have you ever considered being like, getting fairer skin?
No, I have not.
No?
I have not.
Really? Not even when you was younger?
No. I didn't think about like dark skin, light skin, white, black. I mean, I knew, I was aware of it, but I never thought, oh, I wish I was lighter, this, that, and the third. Maybe my dark spots, yeah, I wish those would be lighter, but as for my overall skin tone, no. And it's funny that you say that because my mom, she's very fair. Very fair.
Very fair.
My mom is very fair. And then there would be people who would come up to me, let's say we're at like an event or something with the family. Oh, make sure when you get big, when you get older, you want to look like your mom, You have to be a fine girl just like your mom.
What's that supposed to mean?
What is that supposed to mean? What is that supposed to mean? I'm fine as I am. My mother's fine as she is. That don't mean I gotta be like her, look like her. I can't look like her. Like, this don't match my mother. It don't match my mother, so it don't make sense. And then even when we see, like, I wanted to bring up one specific person, Bob Risky.
Bob. Let Bob Risky hear that we're talking about him.
Her,
sorry. Mm-hmm. Yo, I be trying to correct myself. I be always getting it wrong. I don't know how I be forgetting, though. Mm-hmm. Sorry about her.
It's common. But
no, I just do that by mistake.
Bob Risky, the reason why I wanted to speak about her is because we all know that homophobia is present in Nigeria.
Very.
Very present in Nigeria. And there was like a conversation as to whether or not Bob Risky would be more or less accepted if she didn't bleach her skin. Mm-hmm. If you look at the older pictures of Bob Risky,
she was dark.
Very dark. Well, not very dark, but definitely darker than what she is now.
Yeah.
And now she's a celebrity, and it's not funny, not crazy. I don't really know the word to use, but when you think about it, homophobia is present in Nigeria, but Bob Risky is very well accepted, very well favored, very well. She got money, and she be living life, enjoyments all day, every day. That's the girl, the party girl. Yeah. She gets what she want whenever she want, and she don't care. And it's like,
she's hilarious.
Very hilarious. And she's popular. She's favored even in Nigeria, overseas. Well, I don't know much about in Nigeria, but she does have a large fan base in Nigeria, in America, all over the world. And it's just something to think about. Like, you would think that they wouldn't have been more accepting of her, but are they more accepting of her because her skin is fairer?
It could be, because honestly, that's really what it's like. Like, a lot of people say that lighter skin and the straight hair has always been favored, in aspects of life. Like, it helps with career advancement, and it's just a whole nother different beauty standard. So now you talk about Bob Risky. Like, honestly, I really think she wouldn't. It's my opinion, but I don't think she would have been successful if she wasn't bleaching her skin. Mm-hmm. Like, it was being that, like, in Nigeria, being lighter for some reason is
the best thing that
it's the best thing. Literally, it's the best thing that can happen to you. Like, you would find yourself sitting at a table with very high people because of just your complexion. It's kind of crazy because, like, I don't have any like earlier, like, I do, but I had like a recent experience, right? And somebody had said to like a little boy to the mom that, oh, he likes that girl. And the mom was like, oh, he can't like her. She's too dark. She needs to be light like me. And I kind of was like offended because this is somebody that I'm around. I'm like, okay, so you don't want your son to be attracted to people that look like me? Like, what's that supposed to mean? That's kind of offensive. And we're talking about a baby that just started walking. And it's crazy, like, you're already putting that on there. And it's offensive.
Very offensive.
It's offensive. You can like what you can like what you like. You can have your preference. But to really sit there and be like, no, my son can't have someone that dark. They have to be yellow. You know, like Nigerians, they don't say light skin, they say yellow. Like, they need to be yellow like me. It's offensive. It's very offensive. And although you don't mean to offend, you have to realize that you're saying that, oh, dark skin is not up to your son's standard.
You're saying the way that I am, the way that I come, it's not right. It's not good enough. And it's like you liked me before you found out your son was interested in me because you didn't have a problem with me. You welcomed me, we had conversations or whatever the case might have been. But now that you know that your son is interested in me, it's like, oh no, that can't happen. She's not the right one for you. And it's like, what does skin really, whether I'm dark or whether I'm lighter, what does that have to do? That doesn't explain who I am as a person, like my thoughts, the way I think, the way I critically think, the way I actually move in this world.
Yeah, no, it does not. But honestly, to society, it does. Because if you think about it, a white woman has always been considered or European women, whatever they want to call it, has always been the standard.
The beauty standard.
Like, and
blonde hair, blue eyes.
And I was like, when I was doing some research, like, I saw that it was, there was like a lot of arguments saying that skin bleaching is a result of colonialism. You know what I mean? So it was like, you know, with the end of colonialism, a lot of women apparently thought that, or let's not just say women, let's just say everybody, they all thought that, you know, the lighter you are, the better it is to get a career advancement. But then it kind of also makes sense because there's also the stories about it was the lighter skin ones that was the house slaves versus the dark ones were always outside. You know what I mean?
Yes, that is true. They will let the fairer skinned slaves stay in the house. Maybe they'll be cooking or cleaning or whatever. And then the darker skinned folks would be outside picking cotton, doing whatever it is outside.
Right. So it was like that. It's always been there. So that's why there's the argument of skin bleaching starting because of colonialism. But then, like, as I kept like digging further, I seen that skin bleaching has been around since like 200 BCE. But it was mostly like predominant in like the European, Asian area of wherever that was in the past. So it kind of is baffling because it's like, okay, I understand it's been here for such a long time, but I don't know why people do it because it's harmful to skin bleach because, okay, the science part of it, like evolution, right? Or mutation, whatever. It's the darker your melanin is to protect your skin from the sun. So the darker you are, your skin is protecting you, and then you have the lighter you are, the more at risk you are to getting like sunburns or skin cancer.
That's true.
So it's like, okay, I understand like you guys and like you guys. I know that in Nigeria that you're doing skin bleaching and stuff, but you're really harming yourself. Like Nigeria is one of the hottest places, you know. So you over here you're over here just hurting yourself, or let's not say hurting yourself. You're
damaging your skin.
I wouldn't say damaging either, because they don't see it as that. You're altering your skin's conditions for beauty standards when your skin is doing exactly what it needs to do to protect you. And then it goes the same thing for like people that tan. Like when you're tanning, you're forcing your skin to build melanin, but you're also harming yourself because it's unnatural. It's unnatural to be like purposely tanning because you're making your skin work harder than it actually needs to. So then you get older and now you see like, you know, people, like my older clients, they have like the dark spots on their hands.
You'll see it on like their knuckles, on their elbows.
Exactly. And it's a result of tanning. But then for the darker skin tones, when it comes to the sun and stuff and bleaching, you see like a lot of hyperpigmentation.
Yeah, that's what I meant. On the knuckles and you see the hyperpigmentation on like their knuckles over here, because naturally it's already dark hair. So even when you bleach it, it's still gonna be darker than the rest of your skin. So you'll see, and that's like a tell sign, okay, you have been bleaching your skin.
Yeah, that shit. Oh, Jamaicans be showing it, man.
And even when like women or people in general start bleaching their skin, especially in Nigeria, from a young age, they're being told the fairer skin is the beauty standard. That's what looks better. If you're fair skinned and you can find a husband faster, you can get married faster, you can have your children faster.
Should I be offended?
No, you shouldn't be offended. Because that's not the mentality. We didn't grow up with that kind of Nigerian mentality. But there are people who grew up with that, and it's like, well, they're not thinking about the side effects, the harmful things that can happen to them if they continue bleaching their skin. They're doing it because they're being told they will be more beautiful if they are fair. So they're doing it hoping, and with the hopes that they can get further in life and do better for themselves.
Well, God help us all, because I don't understand it. I really don't. And it's even crazier because the World Health Organization, WHO, literally, I don't know why I did this. They said 77% of women in Nigeria use skin lightening products. Mm-hmm. That's Nigeria a fucking huge number.
The largest consumer of skin bleaching products and all of that stuff. And honestly, it is sad to hear that, because you want to believe that people will love themselves and love themselves in their skin. But the sad truth is that some people just don't. And they do whatever it is that they can to make themselves feel better. And if skin bleaching is the route that they go, that's the route that they go. The only thing you could hope is that they're researching information to see, okay, if this is really bad for me, I need to stop like now. But some people just don't think like that. They're doing it because they've been told that's the right thing to do. They see their aunties and their moms, their sisters and uncles, they see them all doing the skin bleaching. Some of them don't even know that they're using skin bleaching products because their parents are giving them the stuff to use.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like someone stuck some shit into my stuff before. So welcome my girl, Alizaé, on the scene. Hello. My favorite Guyanese, right?
Yes.
My girl came all the way from PA, but don't get it fooled. She from New York, okay? And my sis is gonna jump in on the topic about skin bleaching. Oh. Like, we're here to talk about it. How you feel about skin bleaching?
I don't think that anyone should have to do it. Mm-hmm. I was looking onto the Michael Jackson thing when everyone thought that he was just skin bleaching to make himself lighter.
Right.
Allegedly, he did have a skin condition.
Right.
So he would hide it with a lot of makeup. So instead of hiding it with makeup, he would sweat on stage and stuff like that. So he said that he just started skin bleaching. But I'm not for it, because when I was even young, like, I have a lot of family members who have a lot of products that skin bleach.
And like what I said before, kids don't even know, and their parents will be
giving them the
skin bleaching products.
And it's like they're hiding. What are you hiding though? Like, why do you feel that your skin is not perfect?
Everyone is told not everyone, but it's being put onto people that the fairer you are, the lighter you are, the better your life would be, the prettier you're going to be considered in the eyes of society.
That's true.
Fuck society.
No, right. I think that we shouldn't, I feel like to anybody, I don't care how dark you are, how light you are, I don't feel like we should even be worried about what other people think about, like, your skin.
Right.
Like,
or
it's not that important.
Or who you are.
Yeah, it's not that important.
They be worried about everything but themselves.
Exactly.
You ever see those people, they got those people, they're not your mother, they're not your father. It be the auntie, uncles, the ones that you actually not related to. Yeah. And they want to come and give your parenting advice about you.
Everyone has an opinion. It's like your opinion is not welcomed. It's not needed. It's never been necessary.
Right.
Stay in your lane.
Right. Ain't nobody asked for your quota. Keep it.
Right?
Yes. But it is pushed a lot. And I feel like a lot of, I guess, Black people, but also it's also like really in the Caribbean, like Jamaica, for example, they're big on it.
They're very big on
like if you don't do it, it's kind of like you're an outcast. Like if you don't bleach your skin down there, you're like an outcast. There's videos and videos and videos of how people, they're like, basically you have to like skin bleach. You have to skin bleach in a lot of the
so
Caribbean cultures.
Right, and the thing is, they be doing the bleaching, and it don't even look nice.
It don't look nice.
It don't. It'd been different if, like, you could actually be one whole color and you look nice, but no, like, you literally, you got the darkest knuckles,
right.
You the darkest elbows, and then you got the widest arm. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, I was in London, and I was very shocked when I saw, like, this person and their skin. Because the last time I saw them, they were like, your complexion, perfectly brown. Just perfectly brown. And then I saw them, and I'm like, they're like yellow and white. And I'm like, you look like you like touching vitiligo. Like, come on now. But they're doing it purposely, and it's not fair.
It's not. Plus, I feel like it's a lot to do with their inner insecurities and stuff
most
like that.
Definitely.
And what they've been told as a kid and stuff like that. Because I've been told I was too dark.
I think
stay out the sun.
Yep.
Because you're going to get too dark. And I'm like, I don't care.
Who cares if I'm darker? Like,
right. I don't think it's
I think dark is sexy.
It is.
I think it's so sexy. First of all, the darkest skin be having the darkest complexion be having the smoothest skin.
That is
they
true.
Look like butter. Like, I mean, I be wishing I was 20 times darker because of how smooth they look.
Right.
Like, they look clean.
Evenly toned.
Very evenly toned.
Beautiful.
Like, hyperpigmentation doesn't look like a thing for them.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Oh my gosh. But it's crazy how, like, you know, back then it was never favored. Like, you better not be that dark.
Exactly.
Even I don't even think we're that dark.
We're not.
And I know we've all had those experiences.
You're too dark. Really?
Yeah.
Like,
oh, what's the one? Oh, they can't find you in the dark type shit.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, like, even in school, like, I used to get bullied because I was considered too dark, and it would be so. I don't care. Nothing really can faze me.
Right.
I've been through a lot. I've heard a lot before coming into school, so all that bullying shit didn't really matter to me. But they're like, oh yeah, you're too dark. If we turn off the lights, we can't find you. And I'm like, okay, like, what is that? How is that helping you?
Right.
What does that
like?
do for
What
you?
exactly does it?
Nothing.
Like, what is it doing for you to tell someone that their skin tone is not appropriate?
Right. How does how I look affect you?
Right.
Why does it matter to you?
Exactly.
It's just people wanting to voice their opinions and project what they believe onto other people. And it's like, you can believe what you want if you really do believe.
Have your preference.
If you really do believe that darker skin is not beautiful, that's all you. Kudos to you, but don't try and push your beliefs onto other people, onto other groups of people, because you might feel one way about yourself, but the next person loves their skin, loves how dark they are, and they embrace it to the fullest.
That's true.
I'll be looking like a chocolate drop, right?
And they don't want to admit it that they actually fantasize about us.
They do not.
I
mean, you ever see like I know they show it a lot on like TV. I'm pretty sure. I know I've experienced it where it would be like the typical white man with the typical white woman, but then he come up in the club and he want the darkest one in there.
Yeah.
They want to play out their fantasy.
Exactly.
And they're sick.
But like, it's hidden though.
It's very
not going to be straightforward, because then his other Caucasian or lighter friend might say, oh, like you're kind of weird because you like dark skinned people, women, men, vice versa. Even women do it.
They do.
So
some people are even selective of who they sit next to.
Exactly, which is so weird.
It is
like,
weird.
do you think my skin is gonna magically transport onto yours?
Right.
Like,
oh my God, I feel like I've heard that before. Like, that actually just triggered like a memory of like somebody basically telling me like me being next to them is gonna stain them. That shit is sickening.
Oh yeah, you guys are saying that. It kind of reminds me of when some people in a lot of different cultures think just because you're darker, you're dirty.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, they do.
Like, you don't take showers. Like
you don't scrub.
Yeah.
You don't scrub well enough.
If anything, we scrub our whole body head to toe. Some people don't even wash their feet. They just let the water run down.
You better get to the bottom and scrub.
And we gotta make sure we moisturize.
Exfoliate and everything.
Oh my God.
But yeah, there's just, I don't know. I just think that people don't, half of the time, they don't know what they're talking about.
They don't.
They don't.
They don't.
They just repeat what they hear and think, okay, I've heard so many people say it. It must be right, so I'm going to say it.
And the funny thing is, they will hear you talking. You're talking very confidently about what you know, and they want to tell you you don't know what you're talking
wrong.
about.
Why are you saying that? Look at this fool saying all this wrong stuff. Like, no.
I mean, like, we could agree to disagree, but like, don't come and insult me.
Right.
Like, you can have whatever you like. I know, and that's one thing too. I never when it came to men and their dating, when they would be like, oh, they can't date dark-skinned women because, and then they would throw insults in after that, like, oh, they look disgusting, they don't know how to carry themselves, and after that, they also put a behavior to it, like, we're more
loud,
aggressive. Oh, aggressive is a good one.
What else? But
preference is okay. You don't have to.
You can have a preference while insulting the next person.
Disrespect and insult other people that don't fit in your preference.
Exactly.
Like,
say what you like and keep it moving.
Exactly.
I don't understand. We be so nice to these men. I'm like particularly just targeting men because they say they shit about us, but we don't go around saying like, oh, his dick's small.
No.
We don't, because we know that fuck with your pride.
Exactly. And if anything, a girl doesn't really want to tell another female that they was messing with a guy who had a small dick.
Right.
So we be nice to you guys. Like, we honestly be nice. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, like, he was doing, but then he had a small, like, no more.
No.
I don't want to go
to time to get ruthless.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Oh, serious.
Because our skin as women is our biggest pride.
You know that album Megan just dropped?
Yeah,
I love that fucking album.
Scary.
Not nice.
Not nice,
Scary
too.
We not nice no more.
We not. I like her new album.
Yes.
Yomi, you listen to the album? Because I know you like music. You fuck with it? That album go hard.
It does.
And like, I was listening to an interview and she literally like, she said it like she used, that album was like her personal journal. And I'm like, honestly, I thought when she was rapping, I thought it was me talking.
Word, I heard everything she was saying. I was like, yes, yes.
We could love us some Megan because she really said it. After that, one thing too, I don't know if anybody remembers, Spice had dropped a song too in regards to skin complexion.
Yes.
I don't remember how it go.
I don't remember how it goes either, but a lot of people thought she actually did just because she posted a picture on Instagram.
Right, and the whole time she was basically saying like, no, don't do it.
She's proving a point.
Right.
To see their reactions,
Oh yeah, she got the reactions.
You have to test people sometimes to see their true reaction, to see their real self. And I think she did an amazing job.
The video was beautiful too. Like, and after I felt like it was a song. It was a song like that I would have never thought she would have made.
Right. Me
neither.
neither.
You know what I mean?
Me neither.
Because of what we typically know her to do. But that one really hit hard. And I actually, even that, when I think about it too, then you have Beyonce with the brown skin girl. So it's like celebrities and their music. What happened?
I'm just saying, Beyonce.
She did her thing.
That sigh. I was like,
yeah.
What?
Beyonce is lit.
Right. She did that thing with just basically saying like, you're beautiful.
You're beautiful as you are.
Mm-hmm. And I love that. And I love that. Like, I'm happy that they're putting songs like that out in this industry.
Right.
Because before, like, just imagine, even then, what the typical R&B or rap female looked like. Mm-hmm. I mean, they was never really thick. And if they were thick, they were considered very masculine. Like, Queen Latifah, for example.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And they'd be like, stop playing my good sis. Like, she is still a beautiful black woman. She just did not fit your beauty standards at that time.
Exactly.
And now we have some flavors and some BBLs. But,
beauty comes in different shades, different varieties, different everything.
Like we say, go for what you like. Don't even worry about what you don't like. Because that's when it causes problems. Mm-hmm. That's when you become angry. It's like, why are you focusing on something that you don't like and you're bashing something that you don't like? Go bash something that you do like. Right. Like, it just makes it better for everybody. I feel.
You know what? You're right.
I do think so.
No, I think it's true because people would be in relationships and I feel like it starts to get toxic because people only focus on what they don't like instead of trying to remember, oh, this is what I like about that person.
Exactly.
I have an example. So I've been rewatching all the episodes of P-Valley with Taya because she's never seen the show. Uh-huh. And Mississippi and her husband, Derek.
Yeah, he white, right?
He's white. And the scene in season 1 where he called Diamond a gutter nigga.
Oh.
And it's like, how can you say something like that? Exactly. You're married to a black woman. You have 2 children that are black. And you felt comfortable enough to say something like that? Like, what?
Yeah, first of all, you just reminded me too. What's the show that you be watching about housewives?
Real Housewives?
Yeah, of what?
Atlanta, Potomac?
Oh my God.
Maybe, I think it was Potomac. I don't know which one it was. But the dark-skinned girl, so the light-skinned girl, right?
Potomac, the reunion with Nicki Minaj.
Oh,
I remember.
Yes. So the light-skinned girl, right? The light-skinned girl has a white husband, right?
Okay.
And the dark-skinned girl basically at some point had insulted her by saying, you need to go back to your master. I'm like, that bitch. Because then as soon as the light-skinned girl said something about her dry hair, the girl wanted me to start screaming colorism.
Yeah.
You insulted her. You called her a slave.
You know why I feel like she insulted her? Even though I wasn't there, it's always within the person who is bringing the assault out. She's probably mad that the woman is black and got a fine, most likely wealthy white man.
Oh,
She's probably... It's probably eating her up inside that...
It's not her.
It's not her. It's a him.
No, that it's not her.
It's not her married to the rich white man.
Exactly. Okay.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I think that everyone makes like assumptions and stuff. I don't know. She just probably thinks that she shouldn't be on that type of level. She shouldn't have a white man in her corner because she's black.
Am I tripping? But is she dating a white man? The dark skinned girl?
Is she?
I don't know. I don't know what he is.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't remember either. But like
He's
comment
fair
really
skin, yeah, but I don't know.
But that comment really got me.
Yeah.
Even the comment with the dry
That's
hair,
crazy.
and it's like they're both black.
Mm-hmm.
She's just fairer skin, and the other one is darker skin. And she made the comment about, oh, your dry hair. So she was like, what are you talking about? We're both black. We both got the same dry hair. Right. What are you talking about?
But the dark skinned girl was like, oh, but you said that because I'm dark. And it's like, okay, like colorism is such a iffy topic to have with certain people because colorism is seen as the lighter complexion to be more accepted. Like that's what colorism is. It's not the other way around.
Right.
So it's like dark-skinned women can't be colorist. Light-skinned women could be colorist. Do you know what I mean? Like that's how it's the way it was defined. That's how I was getting it.
Me
I'm
too.
like, no, because I feel like sometimes dark-skinned women use that to play victim.
Exactly.
After you just insulted somebody.
Exactly. And that was the comment she did on the reunion, bringing up the fact that she's lighter. And it's like, you insulted her, and she has a problem. Her mouth is her biggest weapon.
I know.
So she literally says whatever she can to bring you down.
I wish I remember her name.
Her hands on you. At least that's how I feel about her.
Gotcha.
It's crazy. But with the whole colorism stuff, I mean, that's a deep topic.
It is a deep topic. It's long. It gives me a headache.
It really does.
But you are right, though. It's not. When I thought of colorism, I only thought of it the one way, where it's just like lighter complexions are praised, top tier. But in general, no. It's like you said, it's deep. There's sections,
so many layers.
It's deeper than that because it literally could be used to win an argument or it could be used to play victim in an argument.
Because then it comes with the whole racism kind of topic, and it's like, oh well, can a black person really be racist? Can you be racist within your own community?
Right. From like, oh yeah.
But I guess what it's they use prejudice or colorist in your own community. Because when you look up the definition of colorism, they would say it's within the ethnic group. And it's like, when I was doing the research, it was like, okay, colorism kind of came in a result of skin bleaching or vice versa. And it's like, okay, kind of makes sense now because if colorism means that the lighter skin tone is highly favored, it makes sense why skin bleaching started to go up, because then you're doing it to be highly favored. Honestly, they're gonna be tight when I become dark and beautiful. Be dark and beautiful and be in high places.
Hello.
And even with when we had talked briefly about, like, you know, with the slaves, how the fairer skin would be in the house and the darker skin would be outside. There are people who are white passing, black people who are white passing, and their lives were considered a bit easier. And I would assume that the darker skinned people will see how easier their life were. They might think, okay, I'm gonna bleach my skin so I can have a little bit of an easier life.
But the crazy thing is, I feel like if you talk to someone that is white passing, they will tell you they also have had struggles. Because then because they're white passing and other people know that they're, you know, actually black. Now they're going against white people or Caucasians, because now they're deemed, even though they're white passing, they're deemed lower than them.
Right.
So at the end of the day, it's really no win-win situation.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like
it never is.
They may be considered the higher ones in an argument between me and them, but in the next community, they're considered the lower ones. So they all do have their struggles.
Yes.
Like I always hated when people do that. Like, oh, they have it easier because they're light skinned. No, don't say that. You do not walk in their shoes. You don't know what they go through.
Right. Nobody was knowing when they was like, the lighter complexions. They probably had it worse. You never know. Like
you really know, because it's different.
You weren't there.
I wasn't there. Who's to say that because they were lighter and they were deemed more attractive? Who's to say like they wasn't targeted for sexual assault more?
Exactly.
That is true.
Exactly.
Like, who's to say that? Like, honestly, it's such a big argument, and I've seen it tear people apart with complexions, and then I also seen it pray like every dark skin got a light skin best friend, right?
Right.
I remember that fucking comment.
But I never did though.
Because maybe that's not.
It's not.
It's not about color.
It really isn't.
It's not.
It's like if I fuck with you, I fuck with you.
People make it about color, but
They
sometimes
do.
it's not. It really isn't. It's about the person and who they are as a person.
Oh yeah, so wajon, which means come eat in Yoruba. And Damla's gonna be talking about pepper soup today.
Yeah, so pepper soup, think of chicken noodle soup without the noodles in it, without all the noodles and the vegetables and all of that stuff.
Okay.
With pepper soup, it's kind of like a broth, and most people like to add either beef or seafood. So the way you make it is you boil water, you add whatever seasoning you desire. Most people just use, I know I saw ginger and like just really strong spices, to make it spicy and flavorful. You let that boil, and if you want meat, you can add kidney, you can add goat meat, you can add chicken,
I like
cow foot, shaki, which is known as tripe, honeycomb tripe.
Yeah.
I think that's the intestines, right? No.
I don't know, but
The
I just know it's
lining of
called
something.
tripe.
Yeah, tripe.
Mhm.
So if you're like more on the beef protein kind of side, those are the options that most people like to add. But if you're more into seafood, you could add tilapia, catfish.
I've seen it with catfish. Catfish is good
Croca.
too.
That would probably taste amazing.
Shrimp. I would assume shrimp would be pretty nice to put in there. And even dried fish.
Oh, I really like
use
the
that
catfish
to
though.
make the meal. And it's a pretty easy meal to make. Like you boil water, you add seasoning, you add your protein or your fish.
What kind of seasons do they
cook
add
it.
again? Because I know like it has a different type of spice to it.
Everyone adds different things. So there is no like way to make it. People have their own recipes. People like to freestyle it and add whatever they want. But one of the most ingredients I saw the most was ginger.
Okay. What is alligator pepper? That is interesting. So alligator pepper is I wonder how that tastes.
Like alligators? I don't know.
It's not gonna taste like damn the alligator.
People eat alligators.
I would try it.
I would not. I'm okay.
So is this like pepper soup spicy?
Yes.
Yeah, it's spicy.
Very spicy.
Okay.
And it's a watery kind of soup. So there's stew. We call it soup, but most people call it stew, like the red stew.
Yes.
And then there's pepper soup, which is more of
Which
like
is
a
actually-
watery.
Gotcha.
Yeah, which is like
A
the
soup.
actual soup.
It's like
Right.
act like chicken noodle soup without the noodles.
Gotcha.
Literally watery. And then the stew, which we call soup as well, it's more pepper based.
like
Peppers, tomatoes,
Yes.
onions, all
Right.
of that stuff. You blend it and you make it. But with the pepper soup, water, seasoning, it's a hot and spicy broth.
Very hot
With a
and
little
spicy.
African flavor in it.
I wouldn't recommend consuming it in the winter.
Okay, so I'm not really a spicy person,
Yeah, you probably won't like it
I
then.
don't like it.
but
Because it is spicy.
okay.
And
But
the
like I'm
spice is
trying
good,
to
too.
get used to different things. I have a very different palate than a lot of people, but
Different. What do you like to eat then?
I love food, but I just don't like spicy stuff.
So
It just burns my mouth. It's not even satisfied, and I love food. So if I'm not enjoying my food, I know it's not for me.
I'm a spice fanatic.
I wish I was. I really do.
you could probably like work your way up.
like I
just,
yeah.
Like just start eating like
Yeah, build
mildly
your tolerance.
spicy.
Mm-hmm.
Like build it up, because there's a level of spicy I just can't touch either. But that's typically what it looks like.
It looks good.
It's so good.
It looks good.
It's like it's so much flavor in just one little soup, one little spoon. I really
Even
like
if
it
you're,
for the winter.
Even when you're like sick or you're going through a
That's
little
when they really
common cold,
recommend it.
The pepper, the hotness
Right.
will just clear all the congestion. It will clear it out.
Right. You know what's crazy? I can only eat pepper soup, but like when it comes to like those other soups like that that's like in the American Caribbean culture, I can't consume it. Like I'd be like,
an example, like what type of soup?
I don't know what they call it, but I know like I know American culture. You can literally go to a restaurant and order soup.
But see, I don't like to order soup in American chain restaurants because that's not soup to me.
So why isn't it
bland to me?
Oh, there's
it doesn't.
Flavor?
No flavor.
It's no flavor. It's just like, I guess it's the ingredients, but there's no love to the food. So I don't really opt for soup. Like if I'm gonna make soup, I'm gonna make soup from home.
Make it yourself.
What about I never really seen it with protein either. Like pepper soup is predominantly protein, not really any vegetables in it. Versus, I know when I go to the hibachis, the miso soup. Is it called? I think that's what it's called.
It's like a mushroom kind of thing.
Yeah. Miso, I like that shit. But there's no meat in it. Like, I'm not eating it. Like, I won't consume it, like, every day. It's not like I wake up and be like, oh, I want that. But, like, it's really a whole meal. But I don't see how it's like the American way or
I get it.
how other countries do it. It's really plain and simple for me.
Do you normally eat pepper soup? Or drink pepper soup, I should say?
Yeah, I will.
No, do you normally do it?
Yeah.
I don't.
Not in the summer, though.
I don't really.
I avoid it in the summer.
Really?
Yeah. Imagine, like, it's that kind of meal where when you eat it, you feel the heat on the inside. Okay. And then you start to, like, so imagine the heat on the inside, then heat outside. Yeah, like, you're going to be sweating. I'm not doing that to myself.
Got you.
Like, I'd rather eat it in the winter. I'm not doing that. Because it doesn't taste nice warm. It
needs to be piping hot.
It tastes better hot.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, like I wouldn't enjoy it warm. It's disgusting warm.
I think soup warm is gross.
Right. But that's the food of the day.
Food of the week.
Food of the week, pepper soup. And we can bring it to a close. So we are all set. Yeah. Thank you for joining us here at the FANG Podcast. Thank you for coming in, ALIZAÉ.
Thank you for having me.
We would love to have you again.
Yes.
But you guys can follow me on Instagram and any social media platform you could think of possibly. I'm at its_Mukri. And anything regarding hair or nails, you can follow me at by_Mukri.
And you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at ThatQueenBeck. And you can follow my beauty portfolio page on Instagram at TouchByBex. And for our beautiful guests, can you please
tell them where they can find you?
Everyone know where they can find you, all of that good information.
So I'm Alexus Alizae, as you know, from this beautiful queen over here. I don't really have an official social media base because I am a hermit and I hide from people.
She is not lying.
You won't find me, but
probably not.
I'm definitely like starting to do this stuff because I actually want to do it. I feel like the entertainment field is where I should be.
Oh, most definitely. You are very entertaining. I can tell you that.
Thank you. So I'm gonna do my thing, but I'll definitely have you put it in the description or something when I figure that out.
I'll be happy to.
Yes, reading is fundamental. All the information will be in the description box. Please. If you haven't already, you can follow us at the FANG Podcast on Instagram and TikTok. And thank you for tuning in with us.